So round 3, this is your featured draft pod championship. We've seen Reid already. He's on the right. He's playing a Selesnya deck with a Godsend and a Nyx Fleece Ram in it. His opponent is Chris Booth, who's playing Rakdos, and his deck is a hodgepodge of aggressive creatures and a lot of removal. I say aggressive creatures while he moves to 3 lands and makes no play.
There's an Observant Alcid on this side. 3 mana, 2/3 with Bestow.
Hey, it's everybody's favorite sheep. Nyx Fleece Ram makes an appearance.
So 2 creatures on Nyx side of the board. A total of 2 power on Nyx side of the board as well.
But that sheep will effectively gain Nick probably 5 to 8 life before the end of the game. He's going to pump it up, though. Pump it up.
1/6.
The old 1/6 gain a life every turn. For 2 mana, it's pretty good. I'd play it. Actually, that's a really good card, actually. 1/6 for 2 mana, gain a life every turn.
You have to discard a card from your hand, though. You have to...
Oh, yeah, but I wasn't giving it that much literal credit. I was trying to envision a scenario in which...
Warrior's Lesson gonna do its best Thoughtcast impersonation. It's just 1 mana, draw 2 cards. There's the 2 mana 1/1 that becomes gives a +1/+1 counter to a creature you have.
Chris plays a 5-drop Cyclops and passes the turn back.
Is that the Ill-Tempered?
I don't know. It's the one you can monstrosity.
It looks like an Ill-Tempered.
That everything can't block, and then it's monstrous for like 7 or 8.
No, I don't know what that one is.
Nick has made pretty good work of that Warrior's Lesson. Anger of the Gods.
Still got this sheep.
Still got this sheep.
Nick, obviously. Nick has waited long enough that he's telling that he has a pump spell.
But probably not one that would actually do anything on this board.
Probably could have saved the Alcid, but...
Lightning Strike to finish off the sheep. Oh no, Godsend. Pro red, so... Godsend and effective. That's not Godsend.
That's not God's Willing. That's +1/+1 lifelink.
Yeah, that's interesting because I not only said God's Willing, I said Godsend, which is wrong, but then also that's not the card that it was anyway. So I was wrong twice.
We're gonna lose the counter.
What happened?
I don't know what happened, but the...
Booth yelled, we're going to lose the counter loud enough so that I could hear it. Booth has drawn a lot of land this game. He plays the Seal of Fire equivalent type card. Font of War, I believe.
There's the Ray of Revelation for it. A Ray of Dissolution.
Yep, while he can't... we've seen Nick make really good work of that main deck, Disenchant.
Yes, it's always like acceptable to run one main board Disenchant effect in Theros block drafts, because there's so many enchantment creatures. Case in point, Luke has an enchantment creature on board right now.
Yep. Another 2 mana 2/2.
To be fair, he could give Booth's creature a +1/+1.
He could. Booth just passes back.
So Booth's in a very good position here, unless Nick draws Godsend.
Nick draws nothing, but Booth's loading up some action here. I don't know what that guy is.
Whatever it was, it triggered Constellation.
I want to go look what these cards are called.
Oh wait, you can't kill them because it doesn't work like that. That's all I got.
So Nick's going to take 2 down at 22. We're going to time defeat here. 2-2 kill your 1-1. Oh, no, 2-2 kill your 2-1. And there's the Crone Skyguard.
It was the Forgeborn Constellation, 1 damage to something. And the Cavern Lampet is the other card. It's a card we should know. I don't know what.
The Crone Skyguard comes down, and make sure you decide after he time defeats the 2-2 and the 2-1.
Yeah, the Forgeborn thing was 4-2. Either way it does. There is the Cyclops that all your creatures have haste. Creatures you control have haste. Pretty good.
Whatever it is. Oh yeah, 6 mana something. Creatures you control have haste. So
yes.
It has haste itself.
Nick is drawing a lot of lands. He has 1 land and 1 reactive card in his hand.
He's pretending to read that Plains right now in his hand.
He looks in the graveyard to see, because my Plains obviously has interaction with the graveyard.
Yeah, it's just not good.
These are all good tells. There's a Night Howler. Go ahead and bestow that on my Cavern Lampet.
Oh man.
That's very good.
He also has the non-bow.
Uh-oh. That's the Johnny's whatever thing.
Yep, you guys.
So pump and trade with the Cyclops.
And
Nick is all combat tricks all the time, but it's gonna be tough to beat this Cavern Lampet with the Night Howler on it.
Yeah, Chris moved on the non-bow Night Howler Anger of the Gods deck.
Mm-hmm. He also has that guy that inspired remove a creature card from their graveyard. So with Night Howler, oh no, I'm thinking of Erebos' Emissary. There's the Courser. This is a race that Chris should win, right?
Chris has done about 20 damage this game.
Yeah, Nick's deck is very good at gaining incremental life, which we saw against Dave, and we're now currently seeing against Booth. Alright, serving for 4 again. In our follow-up,
the River Guide guy, whenever he enters the battlefield, you get an enchantment creature back from your graveyard. You can pay 3 and a white to sacrifice him, and you get an enchantment creature back from your graveyard.
It triggers no matter what when it comes in.
Whenever it enters the battlefield, yeah.
Quick question: why did we not do that before Tex?
That's a good question.
Like I was wondering if there's like something that I'm missing. Is it a Wingsteed Rider?
I don't think he has a Wingsteed Rider in his deck. It might be a Loyal Pegasus.
Or we're updating a life total. There might have been something that they missed.
That could also be the reason that he didn't do it. Because the haste guy trades, and having another +1 off of his Night Howler is relevant. So he doesn't want to get it out of the graveyard yet.
Good point. So Nick's down a game, drew a lot of lands, and just ran out of threats against Booth's Rakdos deck. But he's on the play here. Both players keeping 7, I believe. Nick starts off with a 2-mana 2/2.
And now that Nick's aware that Anger of the Gods out of Chris' deck,
Yeah,
he's going to be much.
Yeah, he's probably not going to overextend into it. He'll play that second creature, but we probably won't see a third. Or we'll be leaving up combat trick to get around it. Pump spell or pro spell.
It is
Archetype of whatever. Isn't it the archetype that gives everything trample?
And all of your opponent's creatures lose trample.
It's rough because I told Chris it's much better. The red archetype's much better in like a red-green build, where you have things that you want to have trample.
Yeah.
Because most of the red creatures.
Yeah, you don't want your 2/1s to have trample.
No. So we're going to put a count on his dude.
In turn, make it a 3/3.
The red archetype isn't it a 3/2 or is it just a 2? Nick gets so much work out of that Ray. Then just serves in here. Booth quickly down to 13. Nick up to 23, and Booth has an empty board here. Lightning strike on this 3/3 while you're tapped out, leaving Nick's board relatively neutered here. Just going to play a mountain afterwards.
I'll see it.
So Vigilant 2/2, and what's the other card? The one that's been serving in here.
It's a 1-drop 2 something. The LC has a 2/3 Vigilance. Important as it only will take a +1/+1 pump to survive anger.
And there is a 2-headed Cerberus. 1/2 double strike.
Basha.
I wonder if Nick has a trick.
They don't call him Trick Nick for nothing.
Actually, they don't call him Tricky Nick. Period.
You don't know him you don't know him from the streets. That's a warrior's lesson.
So just not necessarily a trick so much as a feign a trick. Just draw some cards there.
Yeah. One mana divination.
Yeah, Nick's deck, like we said, has a lot of synergy. He's built it well and played it well. And there is the GD sheep. So Nick at 23, only going to get higher in terms of life total. Chris stuck on 4 mana here, looking for a way out. Anger of the Gods would be good here. It would kill his own dude, but you do what you got to do. And that guy is, I think, Constellation. When
he's a 4 mana.
Remove a creature. Yeah.
He's the whole graveyard.
Oh, the whole graveyard. Which is complete combo with his Night Howler.
Yes. It's also a card that could possibly go on pot decks.
Yeah. Because Bajuka Bog goes in every Night of Reliquary deck.
And you can just pull off your Kitchen Finks, then wipe out your opponent's living end. Graveyard that they have put up.
Although
Are we good, Zach?
yeah, can tell me again.
Still need to wait. Good.
I told them both no, that they don't have to wait. Just with the turn around and tells Nick, alright, we're both good.
Alright guys, so I apologize, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Had to reboot the machine, so we missed the end of game 2, which as you saw kind of stalled out at that point. Nick was at a pretty high life total. Booth sub 10 in life. Nick then found Godsend and won in short order, so we're on to the decider here in game 3 of round 3. Winner of this will win this draft. The loser will come oh so close yet so far away. So thanks for sticking with us there. Sorry for the technical difficulties. If you're watching live or if you're watching after the fact on YouTube. So it looks like Wingsteed Rider makes an appearance for Nick. Seems to be really good in his deck with all of the combat tricks that target he has. And Booth down to 18. Booth's deck doing what it's known to do, which is to not play anything before turn 1,000,000.
And moving to discard. Missed his land drop. I know that neither of these players have gods in their decks, but can we call this game the Deicider?
Uh-oh. Heyo. Well, that's a pretty good curve from Nick here, as he
plays the Alcid.
Mm-hmm. And there is a fourth land, and then Cavern Lampid. Cavern Lampid. That's it.
Hey, Dave. Thank you.
Tell Dave, thank you for
Putting up with us.
Yep, as he goes on and does adult things, like to drink that beer and lift those weights. In that order. He has a cat named Tyrone, which is fun. I hate cats, but it's a fun name. So let's kill your dude. Let's serve in with 1,000,000 guys now.
This is the part of Theros Limited that people do not like.
Yeah, which is the
heroic nut draw.
Yep.
Because what do you do in this game?
You lose if you birth.
You stumbled once, you lost.
Yeah, Nick. To be fair, Nick has he drafted a very good deck. It's got a lot of synergy, a lot of combat tricks.
He plays very well.
Yeah, he played it very well. And Nick's not going to give you a game. Like, you have to win it from him. And it's very tough to do that when his deck is as good as that is. Guys, we appreciate you watching tonight's draft. There might be another draft here, but we are not going to film it because just not interested in doing that. But we appreciate you watching. Make sure you follow us on the various forms of social media. Remember, just a few Facebook likes away from 1,000. We would appreciate it. You can be an online follower of the longest running, continuously running FNM stream in the world, right here from the broom closet.
Which has featured nobody running. Which has never featured anybody running. It's ironic.
Yes, that was a pun that Garrett was making that it took me a very long time to understand, because it's been a long day. And
what time did you get up this morning?
5.
That's an early time.
Yeah, I usually get up 6:30. 5 is an hour and a half before that. Then I played a round of golf and drove for 3 hours.
That's also slightly more physically exhausting than what you normally do, which is
sit in a chair. What's funny too is because it was cart path only, because there's been a lot of rain locally. It didn't rain today, but a lot of, and I know this is golf terminology, but yeah, it's riding. But when you're riding and it's cart path only, you're walking a lot.
yes.
And I walked a lot today, and so I'm very tired. But that is another issue. I've got some trades to sort out. Got to wrap things up and then head home. So guys, thanks for watching. We will see you guys next week for our first look at Journey Into Nyx Standard here at the store. So make sure to follow us here on Twitch, and be back here next week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So from Garrett and myself, we will see you guys later. Bye.
I was going to say, if anybody up in